Today's podcast is brought to you by Quantrix Modeler Introductory Training, teaching the fundamental foundation that you need to become a Quantrix master. Go to quantrixauthority.com to learn more.
Show me how you do Quantrix.
Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today for episode number 214, Highlight Duplicate Values in a List Differently and Do It Automagically. I have here a list of part codes with their accompanying, another accompanying attribute. And if you look closely at my list, you can see that these numbers that I'm highlighting right now are duplicates. Okay? And what I want to do is this list may change from time to time, and I may have another 55991 added to the list. I may have other items like a 5645 added to the list, or I may have duplicate new numbers added to the list. And what I want to do is I want to highlight these duplicates, and moreover I also want them to be a different color. Now I went ahead and I did that kind of manually. I want Quantrix to do it for me automagically. How can I do this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a couple helper columns, and I'm going to call this one the counter first, and I'm going to say counter is equal to count and this is really just a count if in that lesser program known as Excel. It just computes a whole heck of a lot faster in Quantrix Modeler on larger data sets, just as a side note there. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring back, the formulation here, and I'm going to say parts to sequence because I want to reference the entire array of all my items here. And what is my lookup value? It is this. Again, it's parts to sequence, again, across the entire array. And what is the value I want to look up? I want to look up formulation right there. And when I do that, you can see that I get 2s and I get 1s, etc. Now, what I need to do is I need to go out and just pull in to another column just those items where the counter is greater than or equal to 2. So I'm simply going to say if the counter is greater than 1, go ahead and give me this formulation number. Otherwise, give me a blank. So I have isolated those part codes now, or those numbers. Now what I want to do is I want to, again, I'm trying to get these to dynamically update the color automagically. How am I going to do this? Well, what I want to do in this duplicates helper is I want to, as I showed you in episode 213, I want to generate items into this category. So I'm going to select configure, go to automatic, and then in here I'm going to say sequencing criteria. When I do that, it lists these guys automatically for me. Okay, so dynamic, again, if this list were to change, this would change here as well for me. Now in the helper column, I'm simply going to say helper is equal to the hashtag of G. That just gives me, of category G, that simply gives me the index of where these part codes, where these part codes, if you will, are occurring. Now what I want to do is I want to go over to formulation recipes. I'm going to select on conditional format, and I want to add a condition. And with the condition, I want to add an expression. And you'll notice that this is kind of a new layout of the conditional format that is available in Quantrix 2018. Kudos to the Quantrix team in making this, I think, just a little more user-friendly, a little more straightforward to use. So kind of a small improvement, but really a nice touch. So nice work, Quantrix team. Anyway, I'm going to write a condition in here, and what it is I'm going to go out and I'm going to select from this matrix the helper number here, and my lookup value is going to be the value of my category G right here, or I need to change this to G, of category G, all right? And I am going to look up this recipe. I had to use the value function here because this is stored as a text string and this is right aligned over here, so I know that this is a number string. So to get them to work, I needed to wrap this guy, this at duplicates helper G, in the value function. And what I have said is if I go and run this select statement and it brings back a 1, then go ahead and give me let's say, I don't want to use that one because I kind of did that manually. Give me yellow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this guy here, and I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to say, expression here, and I want this to equal to, I guess I didn't have to copy it. That's kind of cool. And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it green. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to make it an expression. I'll change it to 3. And I'm going to add a different color to it, maybe this purple. And you can see that, again, they're individual expressions. And I'm going to add one more just for good measure. You can add up to 10 different conditional formats, if you will. So again, I'm going here to expression, and I'm going to say 4. And it's a different color. So you can do this up to 10 different ways. It's maybe not as robust as I would like it to be, but this is certainly a workaround and how I got it to work. So you can see that because this is at, I guess, position 2, it turned it to green. Because this one is at position 3, it turned it to purple. This one is at position 1, it made it yellow. If I went ahead and I added another line here, I'm going to have to do that manually, but if I hit 55668, it would go ahead and it would populate that over here automatically, then color that gray. If I went ahead and I undid that, and I said, well, this one is going to be now equal to 55668, 55668, then you could see that these two gray ones are here. So what I like about this is this then tells me that, hey, I need to group these items together, and I can do that by using my control arrow keys and make them group together for the problem I'm trying to solve at my day job. Anyway, I thought that was a great trick that I learned on how to use some conditional formatting and then use this new generate item feature in Quantrix that gives you the lightning bolt to help me to dynamically, highlight duplicate items. If you have any questions about conditional formatting, Quantrix 2018, anything in regards to Quantrix, I do hope that you reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I absolutely love Quantrix. I want to make you a Quantrix master, so please join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.